Hey, it's Torn Vision, and we are talking about the zombie plan. This is going to be about what we do after the zombie apocalypse breaks out. Now I'm here with Tyler and Wesley. Alright, guys, what would your plan be? Start off with Wesley.
Well, I would say this would be a situation that would escalate very quickly, and I mean this has been illustrated in a lot of books and movies. Although I think it's pretty true. Um, Seeing that we don't live in a dense city, but we are in an urban area, and it's not easy to really escape. To be honest, but I feel that immediately I would probably trail along the nearby aqueducts and use that to escape the city. Just kind of follow it.
Yeah.
Um, I think that'd be a decent escape plan. I think the streets would be the streets would be killing zones. Obviously, the neighborhoods would be full of infected and maybe trigger happy house owners that are just shooting everything.
Yeah.
And then in say within any sort of shopping center, there would be plenty of looting, and you'd want to avoid that as well.
Yeah, on the
So,
first day, the first day of actual breakout, I would probably stay behind and wait maybe a day, possibly two, until things quieted down. 'Cause my house, it can be fortified for a short amount of time to just before looters start to take place in the urban areas away from the stores.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah, go Tyler.
well, it's kind of tough. Wesley has a great idea with the whole aqueducts. Me, I'd probably do the same because really the streets, like killing zones, as he said, and just kind of want to be in a safe area, just not, where I can lose, get killed first day.
Yeah,
But yeah, I'd stay away from like going to like Rite Aid or like one of those like Walgreens, kind of those pharmacy stores with all those like foods and stuff because everybody's gonna be hitting those like day one.
yeah, and there's
And
gonna be massive infected there too.
yeah, so it's just not. That's not like everybody's like, oh, okay, let's go hit Rite Aid first. No, you don't want to do that. That's a major way of getting killed first day.
Yeah,
okay, what do you guys feel about transportation?
definitely the truck. A Chevy, Ford, or Toyota with raised, to a height where it could climb over a boulder. You know,
Yeah.
Mm.
have a brush guard, um, and floodlights and a roof rack. That's everything you need. As long as you have.
For fuck's sake, sir, my phone's ringing. Hold on.
Sorry about that short interruption. Where do we leave off?
About vehicles,
Okay,
Yes.
transportation.
yeah,
Yes.
transportation.
So, I made my truck clearly set. What about you, Wesley?
It really depends on your route. Of a larger vehicle, if you're going to navigate the streets, would be definitely ideal because if it might not be as discreet, but anything that's awarded of your presence, you'll probably be able to evade or just boulder through it with your size and power. But I think in my particular situation, if I were to use the aqueducts, I feel like maybe a bicycle might be helpful. It's really quiet. Not many people would hear it, or I don't know if infected would be able to sense it. I can move moderately fast, and again, it's something I could carry many places. I mean, there's obviously the possibility that if something jumps at me, I have no protection, or if someone shoots at me, I don't have any protection either. But
Yeah.
I feel like a bicycle would be a useful tool during an apocalypse.
Yeah, I live right next to an open road and some back orchards, so I could follow those like through the back roads because the main highways will be blocked to Hell's End. Uh, and just keep taking them as far as I could go until I'd have to take it off road
Yeah.
through everything. What about you, Tyler?
Um, Bicycle is a great idea for Wes. Is like if I'm gonna travel through the aqueducts, maybe if I wanted to, I'd probably do skateboard because if I get through a tight space and I can't take my bike, I can always take a skateboard
Yeah,
and I kind of travel through that way. Plus, it's
and
like, I'll go ahead.
Oh, well, depending on where you are, like further out away from the city, a motorcycle is more ideal,
Yeah,
Yeah.
just because it's so maneuverable and you know, it's a lot better, and
yeah,
and you're less fatigued.
hmm and just yeah, that's if I was yeah, I'd go motorcycle probably if just like to maneuver around if I'm like through those tight spaces. But like if I'm going through the aqueducts, I'd probably for sure use a skateboard. Maybe
Yeah.
just depends.
Next, weapons. I have a personal arsenal. That includes multiple shotguns, bolt-action rifles, and a bow. Oh, and a few revolvers. I think it's not the best weapons, but after a while, because military involvement would be indeed, but they would never be able to stop a full-on zombie, apocalypse. Like after a while, you'd be able to find better weapons like M16s and sniper rifles, et cetera, et cetera. Uh, what about you, Wesley?
I have my own firearms as well, and I feel like they might not be the high. Well, no one really has access to high capacity rounds in California unless they're illegal. But I feel like I would fare well, possibly against any sort of looter or a bandit. But when it comes, I think there's something I'd like to clear up about melee weapons. I think there's a big misconception about melee weapons where everybody thinks that if they get their hands on some sort of bat or axe, they'll just endlessly chop through a bunch of zombies like it's Left 4 Dead easily.
Yeah, I
And
understand.
I mean, people don't really realize it really takes a lot of force to deal damage to a human body with any sort of blunt or even bladed implement, and zombies aren't going to feel pain and fold to your attack either.
Yeah,
And
Yeah,
that's not to say that a zombie's not going to reach out for your limbs. And if you're fighting multiple, I mean, you're not going to just chop through them like grass. You're probably going to get overwhelmed. So you want distance. And a lot of people say, "Oh, you'd probably want a bow or a crossbow." Well, those don't really have the
accuracy and range.
accuracy, range, or even firing capacity. Say,
Yeah,
any sort of most rifles would have. So I think that getting your hands on, I would I have three in particular that I would use in my disposal. One being a rifle, another being a shotgun for a closer range, maybe in urban
yeah,
environments, and then another being a pistol to use as a backup or again for urban range.
yeah. Uh, touching on the melees, I think it would help just to have a heavy head on the blade, like a
I
kukri
mhm.
machete, where it's a lot heavier on the head of the blade. So when you swing down, there's all that much more force just to go straight through. But like you said, it's not going to be like grass. Tyler?
I have as do I. I have multiple weapons in for my arsenal. I have like four pistols, one shotgun, one rifle. It's just yeah, I'd probably use like the three main weapons, like one rifle, a shotgun for close quarters, like Wesley said, and just a pistol. But also, like if once I've run out of ammo for those type of weapons, I'd probably resort to like a bow or a crossbow, kind of like something I can kind of fashion with like from the woods if I'm up there. Like I can just chip away like a rock or something, make something from wood, like for arrowheads, and I just can keep reusing those or just reuse the arrows after I've killed like a looter or a zombie. Just kind of reuse my ammo.
Okay, we're running short on time, so we have time for one last thing, which would be where would you go? Personally, I would try and make it for the mountains surrounding our current area. Wesley?
I would I was going to allude to a similar outcome. I feel like our valley is surrounded by a lot of rolling hills, and there might be an abundance of animals to maybe hunt. Uh, I don't know if I would want to get too close to the Tehachapi area
Yeah.
because
Sorry to cut you short. Tyler, very quickly, where would you go?
I'd go up in the mountains typically. Just
Uh,
yeah.
all right. Thank you for your time. That is all we can do for today. Thank you, viewers, and we'll see you next time.